First, let's just try to be like somewhat. We don't have to all talk over each other. Everybody here is an adult. You can wait for somebody to finish. Um, I'll start. Yeah, I think that talking about the stock being quote unquote oversold or something like that. I mean, that to me is like talking about Area 51 or some crazy conspiracy theory. I mean, that has no bearing in reality. It's a stock like every other stock in the stock market. It's not some special conspiracy where one one group of people is somehow trying to suppress this one movie theater stock. For what reason? I mean, there's 90,000 stocks in the world. This is the one stock where there's a whole bunch of suppression, and it's crazy, right? I mean, it's nuts. The stock is up, the stock is down. There's normal stock like any other stock. You press it in your computer, you can buy it, you can sell it. I haven't seen anything that suggests anything otherwise. So there's no suppression. There's no been sold multiple times. That's just it's Looney Tunes. I mean, you can walk around talking about tinfoil hats and how there's aliens and all kinds of other things like that if you want to, but this is up there in the conspiracy theory world, and I think you got to retire that. And let's just talk about the fundamentals of the company and where are they going and stuff like that. I do think this community thing is an interesting, observable. That's why we're all interested in this, right? Otherwise, it'd just be a boring movie company like Cinemark or something. How many people are excited about Cinemark? What's going on? Nobody, right? How many people are excited about what's going on in private equity of movie theaters? Like, it's a boring, stupid company. It's a slow, dumb space. Like, it's not exciting at all, other than this insane community that's interested in it. So it gets people to look at it, and it's kind of neat. So anyway, I'll unmute, but I'd love to improve the quality of the space by letting people finish their thoughts and have a complete, sort of.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, everybody.
I want to preface all of this before you even start back up. Two hands, like, AMC actually happened by accident. The stock that was shorted to an insane amount was actually AMCX. But people got confused on the tickers and piled into AMC. Yes, it is. This is exactly what happened. AMCX was shorted to the tune of like 40-50%.
Can I kindly say that?
AMC was trading. Hold on, two hands. Stop talking over me. AMC was trading at $1.90, just like Adam Aaron loves to tell the tale, and nobody gave a shit about it until everyone piled into the wrong fucking stock, and now here we are.
So you're saying the actual play, AMCX, some sort of cable television thing. You're not saying that it was
100%. The stock was shorted. The stock was shorted.
That was
almost
at one
20%.
point it had lost 99+% of its revenue due to the lockdowns.
You can check this, two hands. You can check this. Go back to when this started. Go back to when this started. Check the short interest on AMCX and the short interest on AMC. You will find out that the real short was on AMCX.
This is can I go back? All right, so you're looking at what we call, I guess, the technicals. What I'm looking at is the fundamentals. And so what you're calling out is what is the fundamental of what was assumed to be the
assumed to be the what?
Go ahead, Ben.
Assumed to be the actual I guess the wrong ticker. Because what was AMC, not AMCX, what in the fundamentals is when the lockdowns hit, that they lost 99+% of their incoming revenue. But now that the lockdowns are opened up and there's been record amounts of people going back to the theater.
I know about that part.
This means that there is potential for this not only to recover, but to flourish.
Hey, Martin, I'm sorry to interrupt. I know everyone's talking. And Amy, hi. It's Marantz. Hey, two hands up. I'm going to help you out here. And you can listen or you can talk over however you want to do it. Amy's absolutely correct. It was AMCX. That's what was shorted. But who cares, right? Let's talk about what's happening today first. We're talking about ape equity, and when we talk about that, let's talk about what you just said, the word fundamentals. Fundamentally, AMC cannot recover. And because they can't recover, they have to find a workaround. and they found one. And I'll explain. They used a bylaw from 2013 to work around. AMC's current, well, they actually lost 120 million this quarter, and the patron, you're saying record numbers. I'm just going to help you out right now because you guys aren't listening, but it's fine. You can laugh about it after, please. They had 72 million people visiting the movie theaters in the quarter 2 of 2019. This quarter they had 41. With inflation upon you, it's about units, not dollars. When you understand that, you'll understand who's making money, who's not. But let's fast forward to something else. Senior notes. So right now, AMC has to pay $10 million this year on senior notes. This is in the earnings report, so please read it. It's at the bottom of the page. In 2023, they have to pay $550 million. They only have $950 million cash. The covenants require them to hold $140 million cash. That means the cash burn off of $627 million over the last 6 months is going to hurt them next year, more so than you'll ever imagine. But here's the kicker. I'm still talking. 2026, when Adam Aaron retires, because there's no way he's going to see this through, they owe $3.3 billion. They don't have the cash. They don't have the equity, period. So here's what they do. They have an ape equity in front of you, and they have it in the plain text, and you can read it. They can dilute the number any time, but it's a penny per unit. By it being a penny per unit, it still is a vote. Do you understand they're buying votes for a penny at a time? So they can increase that float of the ape equity at any time. It's in the fine print for pennies per vote. And when they have enough votes, and all they need is 51% of the votes, they have their share dilution. Why will they do it? They don't have the cash to survive.
I think so. I just want to add really quickly.
Yeah, so are we going from your thesis?
All right, yeah. Just really quickly, I want to add that it was clear that Adam was concerned about solvency and leverage on the call, which was really interesting. He was like, the ideal leverage profile for this company is a lot less leverage. He said that explicitly. And I do think that the fact that they burned a ton of cash in what's supposed to be a recovery quarter, is a very bizarre thing. I mean, they had positive EBITDA, but that doesn't get you very far when you have massive net debt, right? So the EBITDA was really skinny number. I gave it 20 times EBITDA, and you still get a $4 stock. So there needs to be a further recovery, and I think there will be, by the way. That's the good news. But I think that the solvency is a real serious question. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, thank you, Martin, for that. Just one more thing on the way out the door, because I'm going to let you guys talk it out. You're absolutely correct on what they want. But with record numbers, as you would say, with Top Gun, Minions, Jurassic Park, you can name all the movies in the world.
They still can't make a profit.
The way you run your business. If you ran your business wrong for the previous 6 years, it's not going to get fixed today. So I wish everyone the best of luck with their investments. But I'm calling this ape equity, whatever you may call it, I'm calling it a Trojan horse. They're putting it into retail, and it's about to show you exactly what it is. I wish you the best of luck.
All right, that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the balance sheet is really scary.
The apes have been holding for, what are we talking about on average, 14 months?
Well, why does the stock trade if they're holding? Why does it trade millions of shares every day? Somebody's buying and selling?
Okay, there again, that goes back into the ape thesis. Have you not listened to any of the DD that's been produced by some of the folks in that community with that sort of internal trading, ping-ponging, or ladder attack, all of these monikers that they give?
Yeah.
This sort of,
that's insanity.
I'm not talking finance school. These things would be...
Yeah, that's insanity.
But that's what I'm talking about.
There's no such thing as that stuff.
This is unprecedented.
No, it's not. AMC is just a... No, but...
I have a legitimate question for two hands. Can you give me one full thesis on AMC that does not involve a conspiracy theory? One.
Okay, all right, let's define conspiracy theory. Go. I'm waiting.
I can tell you. I mean,
we have our own. In this case, yes, I am an ape. So, tell me your conspiracy theory. The theory.
Can you give me one Can you give me one? Sure.
Tell me we didn't land on the moon. Tell me we
That's basically how you're
It
talking.
was an inside job. Tell me all this stuff. Also tell me
No,
that,
no. Don't lose the goalpost. Don't lose the goalpost. Give me the bull thesis that does not include a conspiracy theory. If it's something you need to be able to back up with data.
you use
We didn't
conspiracy
just make
theory.
up like a ladder attack.
Yeah, all that
Yes,
stuff's conspiracy
because I'm
theory.
talking about something made up out of thin air.
I was long
That
AMC.
exists in the stock market.
Yeah.
Tell me a bull case that does not include a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that stuff is delusional, I think.
Okay, so the 8 dividend has been issued. How are you going to get the 8 dividend if you're sold short?
I don't.
Now,
Okay, the same way you got
You
shares.
don't have to get an. You don't have to.
One at a time, please.
Let me explain this really simply.
Amy, I know you're excited, but
The only
like,
thing
you-
that's gonna happen to shorts is that the
Amy, you spend a lot of time, like, you cut off like 3 people. You know, I know you're passionate about this, but you do a lot of the over talking yourself. Just keep that in mind.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain this really simply. If I borrow a share of
him and I are the only
AMC from
ones
someone,
talking.
No, you're the only one talking because you're the only one talking because you talk over everybody. The guy started talking and starting to explain it, and you just started yapping over him. It's kind of annoying, I have to say.
okay, if I borrow a share of AMC to
He
sell
asked
it
me a
short,
question.
You're doing it again. Let the guy talk.
if I borrow a share of AMC to sell it short, when the AMC holder who has loaned me the share gets their 8th dividend, my broker will also borrow that from me and then deliver it. It's really not that difficult. That's the fucking end of the story.
Hey, Ben had his hand up for a while. Can I let Ben talk real quick, and then Amy can finish explaining why 2 hands is wrong?
I just want to chime in.
wait, hold on. What
Oh,
exactly am I lying about real quick?
Yeah, we're not going to do it that way. We literally just came up with an order of speaking, and you decided to usurp it. Sorry, Ben's talking now. I just can't believe everybody here's an adult. Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
I just wish that like we were like all in a room right now because I have a gun on my person like pretty much all the time. Anyways, so
Me too, bro.
calm down. So I've been trading in and out of this stock, both short and long, since late last August, when the IV cooled off after the original run up, and someone asked way earlier, like, why are you here? 1, I'm fascinated by cults, and 2, I love asymmetric trades. That's it. Like, and the idea. I mean, also just to repeat myself like the 100th time. If AMC happened to actually go bankrupt last year, or in early 2021, it doesn't mean that movie theaters go away. Like that just means when someone says that means you have no idea how corporate restructuring actually works. Like when Hertz was in bankruptcy proceedings, you could still rent a car from them. That's how that shit actually works.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos buys AMC. I get it.
Oh yeah, no, Bezos does not buy. God, yo, you are so wrong. So that's great, but no, this whole AMC preferred thing, like these have been in place since 2013. I think they're basically just like activating it. It's like a sleeper agent, Manchurian candidate, whatever you want to think of it, for a dilution vehicle. That's all it's going to be. And as Enrique was saying, that was the thing that I kept hearing when I was listening to Enrique's call, is he kept emphasizing deleveraging the company. He said that multiple times. Because like that is honestly the best move to make.
He's not doing it. He can't do it with earnings.
That balance sheet is unfucking tenable. It cannot survive. I mean, let's talk about EBITDA.
Well, they had a good quarter from, like he kept talking about, revenues, tripled, so forth. That's all true. But where's the cash flow? If this is the best you can do, is lose $100 million in a quarter, what the fuck's gonna happen when that debt's due?
112 million. Yeah, it's the I in EBITDA. Like you need to know what that means. Like the I in the EBITDA is what kills AMC.
because that is interest expense. So I was actually long going into this week because a bunch of people tried to fucking DM me to dunk on me. I actually had to give a trade receipt to one asshole.
Nice trade. Nice trade.
What's that?
Nice. Great trade. Good job.
And I mean, the whole market, I only did that because the whole market's obviously in retard mode right now. Carvana and, Beyond Meat was up 20% today on the back of a missed ER, cut guidance, and a reduction in force. So, obviously things don't make sense right now, but you gotta roll with it. That's the market. You don't fight the market. So, I was long AMC going into the earnings, and I think that it's going to do the exact same thing it did back in March, where it runs up to 25, 30, 35, whatever it is, and all the apes are popping champagne and celebrating, and then it just fucking dives and right there shortly after. Because I've been long ball this stock since late last August on both sides. It's been just an amazing little cash printer for me. So, and the whole idea about naked, synthetic, undisclosed shorts, all this other kind of stuff, so GME went to this exact same thing, very, very, very similar. And they're the shorts, they can't deliver, the share dividend, it's not going to happen, and it's going to be the MOAS.
No. Stay on AMC.
Don't fucking interrupt me. And it's not going to be that. You look at what happened to GME the day after the share dividend happened. It went fucking down 5% at least. That's hello. It's going to be, because this is once again, we're going to move the goalposts. This is going to be the thing that actually causes the MOAS. I remember listening to these we're called ape. The apes call us ape hunters. We're just ape watchers. We love observing from a distance and laughing at everybody. We watched this we've been watching this since late last August, and I remember the last big goalpost move was that the MOAS was going to happen before the end of the year, before the end of the calendar year 2021, because the IRS wanted, the IRS wanted to get all the capital gains tax, short-term capital gains tax, for the largest transfer of wealth in history, so to speak, which is just, fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the MOAS, I guess the MOAS, I don't know. The MOAS and HKD is interesting, because what's funny about short squeezes is they end pretty quickly, because ultimately they're self-limiting prophecies, right? When the price goes up, people say, they scratch their head and they say, time to sell, I've kind of had enough of this, this worked out really well, I'm out of here. That always is what happens. So they last for a couple days, demand overwhelms supply, but they don't, last for long. So it is cult-like behavior, and in cults you have this revelation moment, right, where everyone says, oh, he's coming, don't worry, the Messiah is coming, the Messiah is coming. The Messiah doesn't come, and, we know how a lot of these cults end. And here, like you said, the goalpost is the Messiah. What's the Messiah? The MOAS. But it doesn't have to be the MOAS. It could just be, the stock going up for any reason, earnings, stock dividend, anything, right? And I think that's, pretty clear. Do you want to go to Marantz real quick?
Hey guys, how we doing?
Sorry, one sec, put that in.
I'm sorry, Gordon, go ahead.
Point of order, I'm going to remove some inactive people so we can get more speakers on. Sorry, Chad, you haven't talked, right?
Yeah, cool, I hear that. Hey, two-hand slap. I know that everyone's picking on you. I'm not going down that route. Listen, there's a lot of ideas that people float around, whether it be on Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, you name it, when it comes to the ideas of a MOAS, right? So I don't even want to talk about that. I want you to,
failure
go back to
to
fundamentals.
deliver.
I know that, but go ahead and go back to fundamentals of something that's tangible, something you can touch. Go look at SEC filings. Actually do things that are documented. When you go that route, this is where Amy comes in. And I know I've been dealing with many people like yourself for the last year and a half. And I tell you guys, do things that are factual, things that you can take with you, that are documented, and it'll help you be a better investor. But if not, okay, I'm just going to say these parting words for you, and I know Martin's got to hold the call, but hey, good luck. And I'm saying it in the voice of Liam Nelson when they're in Taken. Good luck.
Hey, look, I'll go with. Look, there is only in Man on Fire. There's only trained and untrained. I am trained.
You're a telephone tough guy, man. Good luck.
I got a quick question. Like, with all due respect, but with me trying to be as serious as possible, can I just ask, what the fuck is the fascination with AMC? The short squeeze was like last year. What the fuck you guys waiting for? And I'm not even trying to be a dick. I just want to know.
No, it's a good point.
It's a fucking movie theater. What the fuck you guys waiting for? The short squeeze was a year ago.
Well, I can answer for some apes here. I would say that the company's investing in a gold mine, I think, a silver mine, something like that. They're trying to do new things. I think the management's definitely something else. I mean, again, it was one of the most unusual earnings calls I've ever listened to. I've listened to thousands of earnings calls.
Do you think that's the best stock in the market to buy?
No, obviously not.
It's the biggest waste of time. That's just my opinion.
No, I think you're right. I just think that, yeah, no, that's why we're here. This is an interesting phenomenon to watch and see people get obsessed with quite a boring company, and also a company in.
I don't really mean to talk shit. I'm just one random guy, but at the end of the day, like, there's so many opportunities every day, and this is just like a colossal waste of time.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why I think that's why people call it a quote unquote community. At the end of the day, the stock market is about making money. It's not about forming community. It's not about making friends. It's not.
It's not a team sport.
We never really gave Two Hands the opportunity to answer my question. I mean, he had asked me about that, but did he leave? Guess he did.
Yeah, he left. And hey guys, thanks again for letting me come up, Lord, Zed, and Martin, and everybody. Amy, thank you guys so much. You guys have a great night.
Yeah.
I'll step down and listen to you guys, but I appreciate you guys, and thanks for everything, guys. Take care.
Yeah, I don't think that there is a thesis that doesn't involve a conspiracy theory. You know, I think that's kind of the fun part about this, because if you made it about investing and about balance sheets and income statements, it stops being fun, and it stops being, as cultists and conspiracy theorists need, you're taking away the out group, and you need an in group and an out group, and affiliative behavior where we're affiliating together as apes, and we're against the short sellers, we're against the sort of the bad people, right? And I think that's the key, because the second you take away the conspiracies and the actors in this, it just becomes boring. It's security analysis, right? Which security analysis is supposed to be boring. If it's exciting, you're doing it the wrong way. It's one of the most boring, dry, slow. The old hedge fund managers of yore were misfits because they loved staring at stocks all day, right? They were like the outcasts on Wall Street. They were like just bizarre people. If you wanted to be a hedge fund manager or mutual fund manager or anything, like you're unusual that you want to pour over 10 Qs for the rest of your life. Like, most people don't think that's a fucking good, use of time or something that's fun to do or whatever. So people who really love investing, that's what they do. So if you take that fun away, like AMC is fun. People chat, they talk about these wild conspiracy theories. And again, taking that away, I think, changes the game. Ben, do you want to go ahead, or recovery?
Yeah, let's do Ben and then recovering.
I'm actually going to yield to recovering. I love this guy.
Fair enough.
Good evening, Wall Street bros and broettes. What's going on? You guys were gone.
We missed you, man.
You guys were gone for a little bit, a few hours. Like, it was so silent. I was a little worried. Like, I was like, are they having a meeting or some shit? Like a new narrative? I don't know what the fuck was happening. I really didn't. And then you guys showed up all together. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
We had a meeting.
There they are. There they are. All right. So hey, first of all, Mr. Enrique or Martin Shkreli, yeah, that's your name. You were short at 14. How's that going, bro?
Well, I was long, I was short, I covered. So.
Oh, you were long, you were short, yeah. But you said you were shorting it, right?
Do you want to look at my trade blotter?
Hey, you said you shorted it at 14. I didn't hear about a long.
Yeah, no, I uploaded my whole trade blotter, so you can just go on GitHub.
Hey, why do you guys always think that it's impossible that you can short a stock and cover stock and short a stock and cover? Like, do you think that you have to only short a stock once per lifetime? I don't understand that.
You're misunderstanding me, because all you guys do, right? All of you, is harp on the shorting, not that you're long. right?
I don't.
All you on the
What are you saying?
Wait, what?
Well,
Wait, what?
You're like babbling.
this is the asshole that I actually had to show a trade receipt to earlier, because he did not believe that was long. Any trade receipts, you showed them of your own volition. All right. Second,
You're just kind of babbling.
I was lying. And
I don't even understand what you're saying.
Oh no, it's the recovering addict. One of our favorite players from the other side.
Wait, so once you short a stock, you're permanently short forever? Is that how it works?
Okay,
I'm doing trading. I don't
I
know.
posted up on the top, if you want to know how this is going to work, the float of the 8 equity has already been locked up by DRS. There is no dilution unless voting occurs. If you guys had gone through the 8K, which you obviously have not, because you're all by yourselves and you can't put your heads together. Obviously, you don't have meetings and these types of things. But if you actually go through the 8K, right, you realize that the voting rights are held by the shareholders. There's no 2013, whatever you guys are talking about. I don't know what that's all about, but that's all FUD, okay? Because I went through the 8K thing.
You're wrong.
Don't interrupt me. I don't interrupt you. Thank you very much. So, okay,
You're
how am I
wrong.
wrong?
Joe,
You said something that wasn't true.
The shares came from 2013. They are preferred shares. They have 5 billion of them. When they release the initial 516 million of the that's all that you have control over. If they do another offering and they put more shares of APE on the market, you will not have a say in those shares.
No, the 8 equity, not the conversion into AMC share dilution. There is a huge difference in that.
are you gonna get rich off AMC? I'm confused.
No, hey, bro, you're
What are you talking about?
Random dude, bro.
No, I'm saying they have 5 billion of the APE preferred equity
Who talking
that
about
they have at their disposal.
billion that was issued of the 8 equity, right? So I get that you're saying 5 billion.
516 million, and they're not DRS.
Yes, they are.
They're not DRS.
They're at.
Computer share is a transfer agent.
They're at.
Computer share is a transfer agent.
Okay, they're at computer share, right? So check this out.
They're
If there's
transfer
not
agent.
516 million, right? Those 8 equities will literally become failed to deliver if a new issuance of an equity. So that means that if that doesn't get delivered to the people who actually hold all the AMC shares, which you guys are saying there's no synthetics, right? So then there also will be no FTDs for the 8 equity. Is that correct?
How will you not receive the shares? Adam Yaron has turned over 516 million APE equity shares, and through computer share they have been transferred to computer share. Computer share will send them out to the brokerages for them to put them in their account. How will you not get these shares?
So you're saying that there's only 516 million shares, which will then equal the 516 million APE equity, correct?
They are not one, and they are not the same.
They are 1 in 1.
Different.
They are 1 in 1.
No, it is 1 for 1. They are not 1 in.
It is 1 for 1.
Wrong. It is 1 for 1 if they are converted to the Class A common shares of AM. You will get 1 Class A common share of AMC if you convert your 8 equity.
There's no conversion yet. Where are you going with the conversion?
I understand that there's not a conversion. What I'm saying is that the only time that 1A equals 1 share of AMC is if it is converted to common A stock.
Yes, but even
that is what 1 for 1
it's still going to be 516 million of the APE equity. Like, why can't we agree on that?
It's been issued by me to computer share. Computer share will issue it to the brokerages.
So
I'm sorry, what don't you understand? There's nothing that has to be delivered from shorts.
Yeah, so
The only thing that's going to happen is that if someone is short on AMC recovering, if someone is short on AMC, they will then be short on APE if they choose not to close their short on AMC. That's all that's going to happen.
Okay, so if not everyone gets their APE equity, but it gets registered into their
Everyone
account.
will get their APE equity.
Okay, but if they don't,
Why would they not?
because there are
They will though. So what's the point of talking about it? They will.
there are synthetics.
They will. The shares have been.
Hold on. If everyone gets their APE equity, will you admit that there are no synthetics? That there are no synthetic shares? Will you give up and shut up about synthetic shares permanently? Or will you come up with a new conspiracy theory for why there are still synthetics after you are proven wrong in 3 weeks?
And let's be honest, we've always known there's no synthetics because there's no naked longs. Have you ever come across somebody who's been a naked long? Because if there's a naked short, there has to be a naked long.
Yes, it doubles up. Yes, I get that.
No, because look, if it turns out
You're
that there are
trying
a
to
bunch
make
of
something of
synthetics and
nothing.
people don't get their APE tokens or their APE preferred equity, I'll admit there are naked synthetics.
How can you not get it?
Let me add something in here.
People don't get their shit. I'll admit it. That
So-
there are synthetics. Will
so-
you admit that if everyone gets their fucking
If people don't get
APE,
their shit, it's on the broker.
if everyone
it's on the
gets
broker.
but if everyone gets their APE, will you admit that there are no synthetics?
Why would I have to admit to something? Why are you trying to box me in a corner? I don't get that.
Have you ever heard of
anything called a contract for difference?
Can I just explain to you for a second, and going back to last year or 2 years ago, talking about contracts for difference. It's a very simple idea, is that instead of betting on a stock by buying or selling it, what I do is I bet, or essentially bet on where it's going to move from a certain point. And then the margin gets reset every day, and you pay a certain cost that goes every day. And that's how hedge funds work. And so...
Do you work in a hedge fund?
Yes, I've worked in a hedge fund for a decade.
No, do you work in a hedge fund?
Not right now, but I worked in a hedge fund for a decade as the controller.
Is it an evil hedge fund?
Yeah, well, I mean,
no, it was completely...
work, so I'm just curious, like, why he would drop that if he didn't actually work at one or is working at one. I love how Ben's laughing because I caught that, right? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you're so smart.
I mean, so
so
so anyway, he's a
Don't get anyway. You got a gun on your person. Be happy. You can protect yourself. Go ahead, Wentz.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead, or I had a point to make? It's up to you.
I was going to say, this whole thing about synthetic shorts, just, you can't, the number of shares that are issued are the number of shares out there, plus, the potential for swap agreements in terms of CFDs. It's not really an accepted practice in the United States because it's viewed as tax dodging. You do it in other countries because you are trying to dodge taxes. So swaps, the way Bill Wang got himself into a whole bunch of trouble was because he opened up swaps and didn't have the collateral that covered for it.
Oh, so he everybody's own?
I'm sorry?
He did that all on his own, right? There was nobody else involved in that?
No, he presented the same collateral to 4 different banks.
And so the banks
Yeah,
finally caught up.
he defrauded them.
They
Yeah.
all caught up with him because he got margin called on a Friday because of the the share dump that, what was it, Discovery or somebody made?
He did, yeah. Viacom.
It's the offer.
When Bill now wants to make a deal, what's he making a deal for? I mean, he's guilty, right?
What?
Yeah, he's gonna. I mean, it just depends on what he gets.
Something I'm not sure.
Come on. I mean, we all get disgusted about the way white collar crime gets prosecuted.
Why do we get disgusted? Sorry.
It's a completely different subject than actually talking about financial crimes.
Oh yeah, there are other JP Morgan and the manipulation of the precious metals, right? Like, that's not just an isolated incident.
Yeah,
right?
but who's the dude who walked away with it?
One part, right?
What happened to the guy who shut it down?
AMC.
Oh, what does that do with AMC, right? Oh, but you guys bring in the whole other market,
Yes.
right? You guys bring in the whole other market for dialogue and the narrative, but when I
What do you mean? No, we don't. You're the only one bringing up anything besides AMC.
Thanks, Amy. Yeah, go ahead, complain.
You're welcome.
All you're doing is saying that because there is financial crime, that is evidence that there is financial crime in AMC.
No,
That
there
is not true.
financial in AMC, and because there's also financial crimes that are getting caught up with now because the ape community that you guys so-called mock, who have been pounding the table, right? And
Are you drunk?
The DOJ in last of October of 2021, where they actually created a special unit for white-collar crime to go after who? Oh, wow, they're researching a whole bunch of hedge funds. Who would have thought? Oh, man, they're just going to catch up with one dude called Bill Huang, man. That's really going to happen. Yeah.
You think you think the DOJ just figured out that they want to look at hedge funds as potential crime targets? They've been looking a while. It's just so you know, I in fact went to jail over hedge fund crime. So just 2 cents.
No, yeah, you definitely did, and I don't think you will be the last.
I wasn't the first either.
Okay. I have a legitimate question for you. Your CEO has legitimately said 3 times that they have seen no evidence of so-called synthetic shares. I mean, 3 times he said it now. 3 times. And it's still...
Well, I'll give you an example, right? So I have 10 footballs that are all certified footballs, right?
Okay.
10 footballs, all certified.
I like
so what
this.
do? I go to the stadium, right? The football stadium, and I have my 10 certifiable footballs.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay? But I can't see inside all of the dorm rooms. I can't see what all the footballs that are underneath
Right.
the bleachers, right? I can't see everything. I can only see what I have that is certifiable.
You know,
I can't see
transfer agents.
premises. Hold on.
No.
Brokers
I got to stop you for a second because transfer agents can see all the shares. So I was the CEO of a publicly traded company. The transfer agent does see every single share, and you can get a list from the transfer agent of where every single share is, and you actually get that, and it adds up to the number of shares outstanding that you have to report on your 10Q. So, like, you do know exactly how many shares are outstanding. What happens in the broker world, I get your point, it can be something else. I actually want to bring up another thing, which is, again, I was the CEO of a stock ticker called RTRX. The company's now called stock ticker TVTX. So, if I could make something happen successfully and, like, positively for my company, I would do anything to do it, right? I worked 100 hours a week. I scoured the world for new medicines. If I could just put out another stock and call it some cute ticker, I wouldn't do that because I knew it wouldn't help my company. To create value, I have to do something useful, like something beneficial for my shareholders, like find a company that's going to make us more money or something like that. How is this ape thing going to do any of that?
So Martin makes a good point, actually, which is there's definitely financial crime involved in AMC. It's just that the perpetrator is Adam Aaron. He's consistently
I would agree.
in stock manipulation, and he should probably go to jail.
I agree.
For taking apes' money.
I think that after listening to that call, I was so aghast at, like, I was expecting a dry discussion of movie theaters' earnings and profits and losses, and instead I got some really insane, like, today we pounced. Like, what CEO talks like that? Like, what, pounced on what? Pounced on losing money? Like, what?
That's what he's been doing. He's been leaning into the apes and pandering. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but at a certain point it becomes criminal stock manipulation.
It already is.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to look into them selling when they sold. They're going to look into all of this. Like, I think it's already ringing alarm bells.
Yeah.